For the last 780,000 years, we've been cooking food.
¿Listo?
And ever since that first day, cooking and eating together has been the best way to connect with those that we love. Today, Leo and I are cooking risotto and New York steaks for our family of 5. This is a great dish to cook with your kid because it's super basic, but it packs a ton of nutrition if cooked the right way. So first of all, we're using the fat that we got from the bone marrow when we were roasting the bones for the broth that we're using for this recipe. We're using tons of peppercorns because they are rich in micronutrients and they're delicious.
Vamos a ponerle pimienta, okay?
And steak, of course, which is one of the most nutrient-packed foods on planet Earth, other than organ meats. And of course, I'm referring to meat produced in alignment with nature, which is really only possible through small-scale regenerative farms.
That's why I think it's also important we talk positive to cows too.
Yes.
So, I'll thank them. I'll verbally go out there and say thank you for what you do.
That's so cool.
Because I feel like they feel that energy through you.
Oh yeah,
Right?
100%. The act of cooking with your children is one of the most powerful things that you can do to create strong relationships with them, because when you provide them with food and you invite them to be part of the process, you're also inviting them to take part of your family in a deeper way, and you're welcoming them to be themselves. And the reason this is always true is because food has the power to allow us to let our guards down. So it's a lot easier to be ourselves, and it's a lot easier to allow others to be themselves with less judgment. Something happens when we're eating that we become more patient. And in order to develop this type of relationship with my children, I like to share with them the things that I love the most. And so far, Leo has taken a like for 2 things that I love. One of them is food, and the other one is music. So he's going to be providing the soundtrack for this part of the video. To cook risotto, you'll need onions and whatever veggies you got laying around. In this case, I'm using carrots, but you can use whatever you want, or you can just skip the veggies altogether. That's fine too. I like root veggies because if you cut them like this, they cook slowly, and so they cook at the same time as the rice. Of course, you'll need good quality rice. It has to be short grain. This is one that's an Italian variety that's really nice. It's the one that I like to use the most. And you'll need delicious wine. Traditionally, you would use white wine, but I'm using red today, and it really doesn't matter. It's going to be delicious anyways. And keep in mind that you only want to use wine that you would actually drink, like this one. This is one that I got from one of my favorite wineries on the West Coast. And only because I have this, I'm going to add a little splash of this to the rice. It'll add a little bit more complexity, I guess. Now, the broth is of incredible importance because as we learn to cook real food, we're going to learn that broth is one of the most important ingredients, and it is the foundation of amazing flavor in so many classical recipes. So it's one that you must know how to make perfectly well. This one is super jiggly because it is loaded with collagen, which is one of the top nutrients that we want to keep in mind when we're starting to take care of ourselves and our children. And lastly, olive oil, which is another incredibly important addition to your diet. And it's one thing that I'm going to be talking about probably quite a bit because it's arguably one of the most nutritious things that you can add to your diet, but also because you have to be extremely careful about where you source it, because 99% of oils that you source from the store may or may not be extra virgin olive oil. I don't trust really those people. So make sure that you are sourcing your olive oil, your extra virgin olive oil from a place that you trust, meaning that you want to know who pressed the olives and where. That's hugely important. And at this point, just serve and remember that the act of eating together should be a sacred time for you to connect with those that you love, especially your kids. And even if your kids start acting like little psychopaths, because sometimes they do that, at least mine do, it is our job to keep it together and make it a beautiful experience for everybody. So yeah, good luck, and we'll see you on the next one. If you'd like more information on how to become a food strong family, check out the link down below. Okay, thank you, bye.